Hello everyone and welcome to MsSprinkles Delights, and on today we'll be doing an air fried steak taco with a spicy cheese sauce. And it was a family affair, so what better way to do a YouTube video than to include my family on Sunday Fun Day. And here's my oldest son. This is Darian, my comedian. You guys have seen him. And this is my baby boy Darius, my mama Linda, my brother-in-law Randy, and my chunky chocolate pudding nephew. And here's my cousin Dorothy, who's all the way from Hawaii. And here's my Aunt Peggy. And here's my chocolate pudding, RJ. So let's get started. Here's all my ingredients that I used today. And first we're going to start with the marinade to make the steak. And I used a teaspoon of chili powder. And here we have some paprika. And I use 2 teaspoons of that. Some whole oregano. Use a teaspoon of that. And I used a half a teaspoon of cumin. And we have some parsley. I use 2 teaspoons of that. And here I'm going to be using the chili and lime by Beata. And then we're going to use 2 teaspoons of that. And we're going to use some minced garlic. And I used a tablespoon of that. And you want to use the zest of an orange. And then I use a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Here we have some dried chives. And you're going to use a teaspoon of that. I'm sorry, 2 teaspoons of that. And we're going to use a tablespoon or 2, depending on what your taste is, of honey. And I chose to use 2 tablespoons of honey. I used a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And then the juice of an orange. Now all these things that I used in my marinade, you don't necessarily have to use these. You can take out what you don't like and add what you do like. It's totally up to you. And then I also use the juice of a lime. Then we use some dark brown sugar. Two heaping teaspoons. And we use some olive oil. And I used a little bit less than a half a cup. This is like a 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we're just going to mix everything together, mix it well. Now again, like I said, you can take away some of the things I used or add what you like. Just mix everything well. And then we're going to take our steaks. Now, I honestly cannot remember what steak this actually is. I got it from Sam's Club. But you can use whatever steak you like to use. And then I just scored it in diagonals going both ways, which was just so that the marinade could seep into the steaks. And you want to marinate these 4 to 6 hours or overnight if you can. Now obviously I didn't have that kind of time, but you get the gist of it. So once everything is mixed, you just pour it over your steaks and you let it sit and marinate to your desired timing. And of course you want to move them around to make sure that both sides of the steaks are covered. And once everything is done, you just want to cover it and just let it sit in the refrigerator to marinate. And then we're just going to spray our air fryer. Of course, I preheated it with the preheat button, which was 400, I think, for 3 minutes. And you can hear the sizzle as soon as it hit. So with the size of these steaks, I could only do 2 at a time, which was fine. Or again, you can use whatever cut of steak that you choose to use. I just sprayed the top. And I did them on 380 for 20 minutes, flipping halfway. Now you can go less time if you like yours more on the rare side, or if you like them well done, you can always increase the time. And you want to sit them and let them rest so that when you slice into them, you don't have juices all over the place. And now we're going to make our cheese sauce. So I used a half a stick of butter. I'm using my pressure cooker. Now you can use a pot on the stove, but it's easy for me to use my pressure cooker for anything. Three tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour. And then we're just gonna let that cook to cook the flour out of the floury taste out of it, until you see that it's kind of came to like a pasty consistency. Then you're just going to keep stirring it. Once that's done, we're going to add some sharp cheddar cheese. And this bag is 4 cups. I probably used a little bit more than half of it. So I'll probably say maybe 2.5 cups of cheese all together. You just want to mix it with that. And then I have 2 3/4, well, cup and 3/4 of milk, of whole milk. And you just want to stir it in a little bit at a time until the cheese begins to melt. And then we're going to add in this habanero pepper sauce. And I used a teaspoon, but I ended up using a little bit more because I like it spicy. And some fresh ground black pepper. And a little bit of salt to your taste. And just stir that together. Now the cheese is starting to melt. And you want to go back and add the rest of the milk, the rest of the cheese to your liking. You don't have to use that cheese, but if you do, there you have it. And guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will also be putting a link into my Facebook page for MsSprinkles Delight, the link to that. Come and check me out. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.